Cornett here at WSMV Plus. So glad to see you on this Thursday night. We are almost to the weekend. What are your plans this weekend? That is the question. And it is also what we are talking about. In fact, let's see if we can switch this just a second, and we'll try to get a little bit more of a brighter perspective for the weekend. We are talking about all sorts of things in Nashville, concerts among them, a lot of games, a whole lot of college sports and professional sports, football season here. But right now I want to talk about the big Dolly Parton concert out in Vegas. And as you know, and as we've been reporting, excuse me, she's been struggling with some health challenges. So tickets are in flux, shows are in flux, and we did a story today about Ticketmaster, actually not about Ticketmaster, about ticket issues in regards to buying them through a third-party site, StubHub in this case. So a Nashville man spent hours on the phone. Our reporter was calling it even into the tens of hours on the phone with StubHub, trying to fix an issue with his tickets to see Dolly Parton. All righty. So here's the thing. He was trying to, you know, get his spot and make sure he can make it happen. Ron Davis is his name, bought 4 tickets to the Vegas show. He grew concerned when he realized the seller, though, did not include any row or seat numbers. And if you've ever bought on StubHub, it's kind of the way it rolls in many, many cases. They're also told that if you're buy a ticket there, you may not even get your seats and your assignment until 3 hours before the show. So he is unsure as to whether or not he should book flights and a hotel because StubHub only guarantees a refund on this ticket price. Davis is warning others to double check that you have a seat right now, and using the instant download buying option is what he is recommending. But here's also the thing. When it comes to this Fan Protect guarantee, that is where you've really got to be careful here. So I've got some tips. I wanted to get a deeper look. I have to admit, I'm not a big StubHub ticket buyer. I made a mistake of buying something of that version when I went to Japan to see my old singer that I sang backup for. And it was hours before the show, and I could not get these tickets printed up. And then once we finally did, could not reach the seller, and it was so stressful. So I can only imagine it would be something like that in this situation, because these sellers are not required to release the actual, seat number until, again, hours before the show starts. And what is somebody like Ron supposed to do? He called StubHub more than 20 times trying to figure out his seat number. We were actually there for one of the calls, and he was hung up on from StubHub. So we're trying to talk, and this is what I wanted to kind of dig into. This process is actually normal. You won't know the exact location of your tickets until they are delivered. So something that we were learning was to always use the instant download buying option. That way, you will only be allowed to buy tickets where you are immediately getting a seat, where they're immediately available. Sellers are not required to give row numbers immediately. So they said they're working with Davis at this point to resell these tickets. But know that this is a normal process if you end up buying your tickets from StubHub. You should trust the Fan Protect guarantee to make sure you get valid tickets for the section you paid for. And that's a little thing we just highlighted in that video. If you receive better seats that are a downgrade, you can call customer service, but you're given this kind of zone area, as you'll see on this video. So you want to review your purchase details. This is what you need to know if you are buying tickets from StubHub, and what you can do so that you don't stress yourself out. Confirm that you purchased zone seating, not specific seat numbers, or that the seller chose not to disclose them, okay? You need to really read the fine print. Understand this guarantee that StubHub has, this Fan Protect guarantee. You will get replacement tickets or your money back. Of course, the problem is that if it's in a distant area where you're flying in and you want to go to that concert, that's the whole point of making the trip, right? You want to contact StubHub support. Again, it's frustrating if you're like how Ron felt today, calling 20 different times, and then you just wait ticket delivery. So for your zone or your general admission seating, your seat numbers are often added only a day or two before the event, and you just kind of have to roll with it and understand that, because the bottom line is you're not buying specific seats when you're buying the zone seating. And sellers sometimes hide seat numbers in order to avoid having their identity linked to the tickets. or because the venue hasn't released them yet. And sometimes the venue will not release it because they're adding seat numbers to general admission tickets just for their own inventory purposes. It does not designate a specific seat for you. It's really about their housekeeping and how they do it. So the most important thing is, if it's really important to you to get that seat immediately, you want to make sure you're only buying tickets that will be sent to you immediately. And you will see that as a notification when you go to purchase your third-party seller tickets, in this case, StubHub. Alrighty, so there you go. That is all I can tell you about the seating situation, and hopefully the situation with Dolly Parton and her illness is not going to negatively impact a lot of people, because you know what? We know she cares so much about her fans, so the whole experience is really important to her. From the multiple interviews we have done and amassed over our, dozens of years here on WSMV. We've got a great 10 o'clock show coming up tonight. It is 20 till 10. Please join us. Braden Ross reporting. We've got Jordan James. We're giving you the very latest of still what's happening in Memphis, as well as some, last night at 10 o'clock, we brought you breaking news toward the end of our show of what sounded like bullet spraying in East Nashville in a neighborhood in the Casey Holmes area. And we had multiple injured last night. So we're going to go ahead and cover that, find out the very latest and exactly what went down and what police may have uncovered here as to what is happening. So many residents, so many neighbors heard it, extremely alarming. And again, young people involved in this. And of course, we're talking sports as well. It's going to be an odd weekend. That's what our Janier is saying, our newest member of our sports team, because the Titans are really struggling. And Nashville SC, as amazing as it is that they won an actual championship, and there's a big party for them on Sunday. That's kind of like our happy storyline. And then, of course, our college teams. So we'll be watching all that. And Janier will give us the best preview for that. High school football tomorrow night as well. So join us in 15, 20 minutes for WSMV at 10 o'clock. And don't forget, if you haven't donated to Marius's Real Men Wear Pink campaign, he would so greatly appreciate any support you can give him. All righty, Tracy Cornett here signing off, and I will see you on WSMV at 10 o'clock on our regular linear station.